Human trafficking is modern slavery, and it's one of the worst social issues that's really rarely ever thought about. Understanding the concepts of human trafficking, the current state of the world, and the organizations combating this evil are vitally important to ending this type of slavery. Human trafficking is to be defined, the current state in the world is to be explained, and the introduction of the organizations. There are many valid sources that on human trafficking, from books, articles, and organizations have written on this important topic. According to Human Trafficking and Modern Slavery, Law and Practice, Bloomberg Publishing 2018, human trafficking is the exploitation of a person by using their physical labor, their sexual acts, or harvesting organs for the profit of another person or group of people. Labor trafficking is the harboring, transportation, and recruiting of a person to perform a service by using fraud, debt, and force. Sex trafficking is the recruiting, the provision, and movement of a person for the use of commercialized sex by induced force or coercion. Human trafficking doesn't just happen in other countries, but in the United States, with sex trafficking being the more predominant. Now that I've explained what defined human trafficking, let me go on to talk about the current situation. According to the Polaris Project .org 2020 trending, there are 25 million people currently enslaved to human trafficking. Human trafficking is the second fastest growing crime in the criminal industry. On average, just in the U.S. alone, every 2 minutes a child is bought or sold for sex, and the average age of the child is 13 years old. 80% of the sex trafficking victims are female, and over half of those are under the age of 18. Modern technology has increased the traffickers' abilities to recruit by using the internet and Facebook and Instagram. Now that I've explained the current situation, let me go on to tell you about some of the signs of human trafficking and the organizations that are working to fight against this. According to EndSlaveryTN.org 2021, the signs to look for a human trafficking victim include 4 different areas. The first being physical, second possessions, and then you have lack of control and their behavior. The physical would be, a sign of the physical would be human trafficking victims often have a lot of bruises, multiple bruises and cuts. Possessions, they just don't really have a lot of possessions. They're often seen wearing the same clothes. Behavior is they are normally confused and they do not trust authority figures. And then lack of control, they generally don't travel by themselves, and they usually lack identification or other paperwork. Organizations working on this are the Polaris Project, the Blue Project, in Slavery, Tennessee, along with the FBI, the TBI, and local law enforcement. In conclusion, understanding the concepts of human trafficking, the current state in the world, and the organizations combating this evil are vitally important to ending this type of slavery. Human trafficking is the exploitation of a person by using their physical labor, their sexual acts, or harvesting their organs for the profit of another person or group of people. There are 25 million people enslaved to human trafficking. And the signs are the physical, the possessions, the behavior, and the lack of control of the victims, of the human trafficked victim. The good news is there are people every day that are being freed from this evil slavery. It's occurring all over America and here in Tennessee. The organizations that are working on this are the Polaris Project, the Blue Project, in Slavery, Tennessee, along with the FBI, the TBI, and local law enforcement.